Am I live? Am I live? Hello, yes I am. It's Michelle here, Millionaire Mentor, and live on my Facebook personal page, which I haven't been for a little while, and also on LinkedIn at the same time, double whammy. And I'm ready to talk. I am ready to talk. Now I'm just going to see who comes on. Of course, say hello when you're listening and logged in so I can see who's catching me live. And if you are catching me live for one of the first times and we're quite new to each other's worlds, then let me know that by giving me a good morning, afternoon, good afternoon, Jolene, by giving me a little emoji of your choice. Give me an emoji of your choice below that best represents how you are feeling today. Hey Kerry, how are you? Give me the emoji of your choice that represents how you're feeling today. I've missed you too, my love. And if you're not new to my world and we have been in each other's lives for some time, then say hey anyway, because we're mates. So ready to talk about something. I don't even know where to start. Right, let's just start, shall we? As always, never scripted, just flying by the seat of my pants. So I've alluded already to the fact that things are changing and something's coming. And I know that's been driving some of you fucking mental because you're like, what is it? Hey Trish, how you doing? What's coming? Tell me. Don't leave me in suspense. Some of you have inboxed me saying, what was this thing you channeled that's massive, that's coming soon? Like, just tell me. Hey Caroline. Oh, my love, why do you feel like that today? I hope you're okay and you're not poorly. You've not got bloody COVID, have you? So I want to start talking to you about that and what's coming and why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and why things are happening the way they're happening as a byproduct of the way I'm feeling. So what am I talking about? Well, I'd made a decision, a really conscious decision at the very start of the year, having had some time out, which does us all good, doesn't it? Some time to just connect again, just to feel that part of me that knows the answers to things and listen intently to it and really just immerse myself in the things that make me feel good. Because of course, when we feel good, we're more switched on to that voice, that wisdom in us it exists in every single one of us constantly. It's always there wanting us to just bloody listen. And sometimes we don't. And Jolene, spill the beans already. I know, I'm coming. So I really listened, really tapped in, probably like never before. Like I tuned up. And in doing that, and I had to do that because my goal this year is to 10x everything. 10x the volume, go from doing 100 to 200 to 1 million a month in business, which seems obscene and crazy and wild and exciting and sick all at the same time. Which means everything's got to up level. But you would think, wouldn't you, that I would be really focused on the process, the strategies, the things that we need to do physically in the physical world to 10x everything. But I made a conscious decision at the start of the year that was not what I was going to focus on. Because I naturally in business have lent into, as like a natural way of being, when I first became an online entrepreneur, I was naturally more in my masculine, I would say, in business. Because I wanted to know, where's the volume coming from? What buttons need pressing? What's the checklist? What's the process? If it doesn't make logical sense, then it's probably not going to happen. And I was all that kind of type of entrepreneur in the beginning. And I learned the hard way from that, because whilst that's useful to a degree, when we get too stuck in the masculine, things are harder than they need to be. I had to work harder And that was okay. I was all right with it. And as long as you're all right with it, you'll keep it in your life. I used to say to myself, I'm not afraid of hard work. I don't mind hard work. Well, I needed to be less tolerant of hard work. Because if you keep telling yourself things like that, then it's going to keep showing up for you. You allow it to stay in your life. You choose it by saying, I don't mind you. I want you. Come to me. So part of me was going, I wish things were easier. I wish I could take more time off. And then the other part of me was going, I don't mind hard work. And it's completely conflicting. And it saw me burn out. It saw me have to work harder than I needed to. It saw me adopt different ways of working that didn't feel good. I made rules. I made all these rules in my mind about how things needed to be in order to have success. And they were based on my own experiences, but they weren't necessarily truth. And then at some point I thought, what if there's an easier way? What if it's absolutely true and I leaned into the truth and trusted with every bit of me that if I become more focused on energy than I am anything else, then everything gets easier. If I can be a higher vibrational, energetic being, if I can work my magic and literally ping from life with joy and abundance and keep my frequency there, will everything just work out for me easier? If I work harder in that than the other stuff, will that be true? And I resisted this for the longest time because it's not tangible, is it? And my tangible business brain with the old paradigms and the old belief systems and the things that had been drummed into me was screaming at me to don't be stupid. You'll become fluffy and everything will fall apart. And I had to dig deep and work on that. Now, everything changed for me a little while ago now when I was invited to speak in an online seminar. And like this was a defining moment. This was my defining moment. Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you. Hey, Ariana, my love. So this was my defining moment. I was asked to speak on a seminar. It was a 1 hour slot and there was going to be about 5,000 people in the virtual room with me. And I was absolutely shitting my pants. It was a big deal. It was an event organised by somebody who's a big deal in the industry, very famous coach. And I'd got a 1 hour slot and I'd got to make a big impact. And at the end of that slot, we could make an offer. Not a sales pitch, nothing like that, but just we could make an offer. We could let them know how they could receive more. And at the time, I had an offer that was more than I'd ever charged for this particular offer. I just increased my prices to £10,000 for this one offer. And my goal from that 1 hour was to attract 20 absolute dynamite women that I would just have a joy working with, that would achieve so much success because they are my people and I get them and they get me, and in each other's energy we do things that blows each other's minds. That was what I wanted. That was my intention. It was really, really clear. But of course, the logical, the masculine, the process, the brain side of me was going, but you've never fucking charged that before. How can you expect 20 people to just show up in 1 hour and earn 200,000 in an hour? Like, that's ridiculous. So my brain started wanting to force the process. What are you going to say? What's the structure going to be? How will you start? What will be the middle? What will be the end? And it started to get all thinky, right? When we get too thinky, we move out of our hearts and into our heads, and we can't hear the soul calling. We can't hear our inner wisdom that's always got the answer. And because we're too in here, we're not focused on the energy that we're emitting. When we have incredible energy and we create something very intentionally, and in that moment when we're creating it, we are almost like vibrating with positive energy. The person who receives it, the other hand, they don't just see what we do, they feel what we feel. I don't care what anybody says, that is a thing. And this experience proved it to me, because I decided to throw caution to the wind and do something I'd never done before, and fuck the strategy and the process and all the thinky bullshit. I am just going to spend all of my time in the lead up to this seminar looking after me. Not in a flaky sort of I'm going to do nothing way, but in a how do I get myself high vibe as fuck? How do I make sure that my energy will influence far and wide? And when people encounter me, they just know that the space that I'll provide them with will see them blow their own freaking mind, that I'll help them extract the power that's within themselves. I will help them lead themselves the way I lead myself and feel the way I feel, because they can, not because I've made them do it or because I can give them a magic wand, but because I can help them extract the magic that's already in them. That's what I wanted. That was my only intention. So when my brain started going, but what about the structure? What about the process? I was like, nope. And just focused on doing all the things that make me feel awesome. And here's what happened. The seminar rolled round And I was like pinging off the ceiling because I've been just filling myself up with the good stuff, not allowing anything in that doesn't serve me. Absolutely practicing everything that I goddamn preach, and boom, we go live. And I'm speaking and it feels good. And my energy's in absolute alignment with everything that I want to be and everything I want people to receive from me. And by the end of the hour, literally, I had my 20 application forms in of people just saying, absolutely, I am in, let's go, take my money. And when I started speaking to these women, and because I always qualify people for any like quite big offers to make sure that they're absolutely right and that it's going to be a dream. And they were just amazing women. And one of them said to me, she said, Michelle, I don't know, if I'm completely honest, why I bought. I couldn't put that into words for you. I couldn't say to you, this is the thing I need to learn from you from a logical place, because I don't know. Because what I recognize is I have got some tuning up to do to get anywhere close to being on the vibration that you're on and thinking the way you think and being the way you are. Therefore, I just need to bask in that. I just need to be around that. And I don't even know what it is, but I feel it. I feel you. And I felt your energy. And I was like, well, damn, it's a thing. It is definitely a thing. And we can do anything when it's present and hardly anything when it's not. So with all of that said, at the start of the year, I made a conscious decision to let go of every single rule that I have ever made for myself or that anybody else has ever imposed upon me as being something that I have to do or should do, or a way that I should work, that we need to be looking at these analytics and this funnel and this landing page and this needs to be the structure and strategy and process. Now, any of you that know me know that I am a strategy queen. So you get to a point where you go, do you know what? If I don't know it now and I can't naturally duck and weave through the strategies now, that I'm never going to be able to. It was time to release control in a whole new way, to a whole new level, like I've never done before. Surrender more than ever, trust more than ever, and just go constantly with what feels really fucking good. With what comes through, trust it and do it. And not have to have all the answers, but know that it's going to work out, because if I am the way I need to be energetically, the rest will absolutely slot into place. And that was my commitment to me at the start of the year. And what a wonderful journey it's been ever since. Oh my God. And what's coming up for you guys as a result, because let's be real, like I lead myself powerfully so that I can help you lead yourself powerfully, not so that I can lead you. Never do I have it in my goal to be your leader. I want to be a role model so you can lead you. And so you can be the best, most fullest vibrational being and businesswoman, badass, and with no compromise, with no rules, because you can. Not because I show you how, but because I provide a space for you to be able to know your way, your how, what's right for you. Because I am sick of boxes and rules and trying to shove people in them and be shoved in them myself. Like it never works out for people very well. Let's face it. So that was my commitment. I've always strived to do it, but this year is a new level of that stuff. It's a new level of that magic. And with it, everything is possible. So just in 3 weeks, here's what's been happening. So I just spontaneously channeled and downloaded very clearly that I needed to run a millionaire mastermind. And you guys will have seen me talk about this a few weeks ago. And there was no complicated process structure. There was no right sort of logical, we need to do this in this order and da-da-da. It was a case of bam, it's done. These is how many people. I'm only going to work with 10 people this year. This is how these 10 people are going to be. Now let's go and make it happen. And let's look for the signs on where I'm being guided to make this happen. And that internal compass that says, does this feel good? If so, move towards it. Does it feel bad? In which case moves back, is my only strategy, because the rest I know, because I've been doing it for so long that if I don't fucking know it by now, I'm never going to know it. The rest I know, the rest is simple, you know. If I need a landing page, I'll pull one out my ass in 10 minutes. If I need an email that goes out, I'll write it in 10 minutes. If I feel good, if I feel anything less than high vibrational as fuck, then all that stuff's going to be hard, and it's going to take days, weeks, months, and the speed of execution isn't going to be there to do this million a month master fucking huge brand that we've got our eye on as a team and that we are coming for, that we're going after. It's not possible without that speed of execution. And that is something more than strategy. It comes from a different place. You know, it comes from a place of not a why. You don't need a why for it. You don't need a why for this space, this way of being. I don't need a dream board. I don't need pretty pictures to remind me why. It's like asking you to have a why to love your children every day. It just comes naturally because you just are. It's who you are. It's what you do. You don't need to be pushed, motivated externally to achieve it. It's who you are now. And that is the space that I want to step more and more into this year. And I said to you at the start of the year, I am done with 100, 200 grand a month. I am done with coasting at that level of success and having that level of impact in the world. And I'm ready to 10x it and go to $1 million a month. I want you to come on this journey with me so badly. And what I've been sitting with and thinking about is, these are the questions I've been asking myself. How do I become a fuller expression of who I really am in my soul, so that I can help more people? How do I strip back even more of the rules and conditioning that have been placed on me as a woman, as a business owner, so that I can help other people strip back their layers so that they crack wide open and reveal this fucking awesome being that is made of stuff that you don't even realize and capable of stuff that you don't even realize? I've got to have it to give it. So I'm peeling back even more layers this year. And the other question I've been sitting with is, how do I create something, a brand that is so big, a movement that is so huge that I have to tune up like 10 knots to even get myself on a level where I feel like I can run something like that and lead something like that? And how can it be a movement that is accessible to most people, like anybody that's hungry, fierce female feminine energy, in a place where it's grounded in spiritual truth and energetic wizardry, a combination of the masculine and the feminine, the business magic and the strategy that needs to be tangible? How do I bring that together in a space where anybody can access it, a space where I can just pour in? Because when I ask myself, when do I light up the most, it's when I'm with you. That's the truth. When I'm with you, when I'm with groups of people that are hungry for more, that want to be better and just want to learn how, that want to live extraordinary lives, want to make a massive, massive impact. And it's more than a business. It's a calling. It's a purpose. It's something that like stirs them awake at night. It's a deep hunger. It's insatiable and it won't go away. I want to be surrounded by you because that's what lights me up. And this new brand was born like in an instant with those things, a movement that I'm going to help 10,000 women be a part of over the next 12 months. That's huge, outrageous goal, huge, ridiculous. But I'm going to be revealing now, bit by bit, what this is. And I'm terrified of it. I'm terrified of it on every level. I'm excited by it and I feel alive more than I have felt in ages. But I am absolutely shitting my pants all at the same time because it's completely outside of my comfort zone. And the way I'm going to be working with you guys is in a way that I've never done before, that requires all of me. And it's a game changer. And I believe not just for me, for you, but for the world. And for any woman out there that is like, I know that this is inside of me. I know that I'm more, meant for more. And I'm ready now to extract it. It's a game changer for everybody. And then the lives that get touched because those women make that decision to light up, like it's huge. It's ridiculous. It's an obscenely large vision that I've got, and one that I can't wait to start sharing with you. But here's the thing. There's some things to do in between where I am now and being able to birth this project into the world. And I want to take you along on the journey with me, warts and all, in birthing it. So I'm going to be live here on Facebook, on my Facebook personal page, on my LinkedIn page, on Instagram, on my Facebook business page. Did I say that already? I don't know. Every platform that I exist in on social media, I am going to be spontaneously going live on each of them on a really regular occasion. So make sure you're on all of those platforms if you don't want to miss a thing when it comes to this journey of where we are now and where we're going. And I'm going to just be ready to talk. And that's why the title of this video is I'm Ready to Talk. Because anytime I feel ready to talk to you about something that's going on, something that's on my mind, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's something in between when it comes to birthing a brand that's so large, but it makes me want to throw up sometimes when I think about it, and a vision so great. And you're all part of this. Like, this isn't just you as a spectator. Like, I see you as part of this movement. And the big thing that keeps coming to me when I think about this is that we have to make it okay. We have to make it okay for deeply spiritual, amazing women to be stinking rich and have an abundant lifestyle in every area with no compromise, no rules, no limitations. We have to make that okay, because they are the women that will change the face of the planet. You know, I used to think that my purpose wasn't big enough because it might not cure cancer, but what if it does? What if, as a byproduct of you stepping up and doing something extraordinary, encourages someone else to do something extraordinary? It might not be doing the same thing as you, but it might just encourage them that actually, if she can, I can, and this is my dream and I'm going after it. What if that's true? What if the ripple effect you create is so great that you can't even comprehend it right now? What if that's true? So never think that your purpose isn't big enough, important enough, or because it just might be. It just might be. And you are part of this with me, together, arm in arm. The movement I'm going to be creating over the coming weeks, this is for all of us. It's for the people you've never met yet. It's for the children you haven't had yet and their children's children. It's huge. And I want you to be part of the creation of it. I want you to be founding members of this, going from a seed of an idea, a download, a channel from God, to a full expression of the physical manifestation of it. And I want you to be around all of it. I want you to see me when I'm struggling to believe and going through all the human thinky brain stuff, and on my highest vibe as fuck days when things are going really, really well, and everything in between. That's what I want between now and launch. And you're going to be thinking, well, when's launch? When are you going to put this offer out into the world and show us what it is? What's this movement? The rule says I can't even set a date because there are no rules. So it will be birthed when it feels right to be birthed. Every step will be taken in total alignment with the energy that feels good, because this is too special to build in a way that hasn't got an energetic imprint that is pure fucking magic, because that's what it is. It's pure fucking magic. So it will be birthed in that way. So can I say on this day we're going live with it? No, I can't, because I'm breaking every rule that I've ever set for myself. And I've always had launch dates and processes and structures and systems. Well, not this time. I'm doing things differently, and it's a bit of a wild experiment, and I don't know how it's going to go, but I'd love you to come along for the ride. And I'm going to be live and doing this and sharing everything about it and my thoughts and fears and everything in between, and the lessons that I'm learning as I go along. And whether you're involved in the movement at the end or not, that's okay, because you'll be along for the journey and the creation of it, and hopefully pick up some really useful things in the process. So I will see you most days if you're along for the journey.